My name is Genaro Jackson. You are listening to the Power Your Story podcast, Season 1.
My name is Nadia.
My name is Charmiane.
This is a podcast made for students by students
at Ray Grant Training Center in Chicago.
My name is Beatrice Mims. These are stories about real life.
My name is Alfred, and today's episode is about cool careers.
We will talk with film producer Edwin Ruiz,
actor Terri Hudson,
chef Melissa Humphrey at XO Marshmallow,
and Michael Jackson tribute artist Rico Hampton.
We hope you learned something new by listening. Enjoy the show.
So my name's Edwin Ruiz. I'm a filmmaker.
Hi, Mr. Good morning.
Good morning.
What was your first movie?
My first film, it's been a while. The first film that I produced was called Run Rabbit, and it was a short horror film that ended up playing in the Chicago Horror Film Festival, I think 2 years ago.
What was it about?
It was about a man who struggles with multiple personality disorder and ends up doing something very bad.
How much did you make on the movie?
So short films don't make any money. Short films aren't necessarily profitable, but the reason that you create short films is to show them at festivals, at that point meet other filmmakers, and then hopefully impress someone who would want to hire you to work on their films. And by their films means something that's maybe on the documentary side, maybe it's a feature, an indie feature. So you use it as a test of concept to show what you can do.
Oh, so you work on people films or you don't make your own films?
So I produce my own films, but I also work with other filmmakers.
Oh, so what you trying to say on the short films, you don't really make money?
No, short films are not to make money. Short films are to grow yourself as a filmmaker.
Is it just a project?
Well, all films are just a project. But whether you're planning on making money on it or whether you're doing it to get yourself known so then you can get hired, or if you can get funding, which means you can get money to make a bigger film, because you have to start somewhere. So
how do you start somewhere?
Oh man. So before I was producing film, I was working as a grip. So in the film industry, you have different positions. And so a grip is one of the people who work to set up all the lighting. Mm-hmm. So that's how I started. I started off as a grip, moved my way up to key grip, which means you're the top of all the grips. And then you move up from there to a gaffer. He's in charge of determining how the lights are going to be set up.
Oh, okay. Where did you go to school to learn how to make movies?
So I went to DePaul for my undergrad. Mm-hmm. Nothing to do with filmmaking. It was business. And then I left there, decided to explore filmmaking, was brought onto a lot of different sets through a few friends, decided I wanted to do that, and then I went back to school for it.
What you try to achieve? Is you try to get yourself noticed?
Yes. As each project keeps growing, I keep growing my reel that you saw earlier.
I quite enjoyed it. I found it very interesting.
Oh, that's wonderful. Thank you. So you keep developing projects to then be able to turn to an investor or to a bigger company and say, hey, give me a lot of money so then I can make a film that will be watched by this group of people that you're interested in creating films for. And just
getting
growing.
yourself noticed.
That's right. Now, later this year, I will be co-directing a feature film, and that film, the end destination for it will be to eventually have on Amazon or on iTunes, be at festivals. So that one will make money on that one.
Where did you get your ideas from?
I work with a set of writers. The screenwriters are the people who come up with the idea for a script, and then that's what you base an entire film off. So as a producer, my job is to go out there, find great scripts, and then connect and put together an entire team to go out and shoot these films.
But do you plan on hiring any young actors like me?
Oh, of course, yeah. you're always looking for actors, whether it's through a casting agency, whether it's through just referrals from other actors. There are times where you just meet an individual and you're like, holy cow, like this person has something special about them. And then you're like, hey, would you be interested in working on a film? But if you find someone with good potential, of course, you can.
Do you think I have potential to be one of your movies?
You got great charisma.
Do you plan on making new movies?
Oh, yes. For the rest of my life, fingers crossed, that's what I'll be doing.
You don't plan on retiring, right?
No. I feel that even when I'm old and in my 80s, I'll probably still want to continue working on this, maybe in a different capacity, but I don't see it as being something I'd ever want to leave. Storytelling is something I really enjoy. Finding characters, interesting characters, is something I've always done as a kid. Always been that kid who's looked into a crowd and tried to imagine what everyone is thinking. And I feel that little quirk in me is what allows me to find interesting characters in stories and in real life to then turn into films.
What advice do you have if someone wants to make movies?
Be humble, learn as much as you can. If you are going to be a writer, study really interesting stories, find interesting characters. If you're more on the production side, just be humble and learn from a lot of people and always have a smile and be good energy on a set.
Nice talk to you.
Pleasure talking to you. Great interview.
Thank you.
My name is Al, and I'm talking with Terri Hudson, who is an actor in Chicago. Terri, welcome to the show.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here.
So Terri, where you from?
I was born and raised in Atlanta, Georgia.
In Georgia?
Yes.
Okay. So what movies you been in?
I just finished filming a short film called Mandala, and I am also in a movie called Frame Switch that you can find on Amazon Prime. I've been in some other movies, but those are the two off the top of my head.
So I got a question about Frame Show. It's a scary movie or a horror movie, so I'm curious.
It's kind of a thriller, like a mystery more than anything. So it's not scary, but it's exciting, and I think it's a really good movie, actually.
Also a good movie?
Yes.
Okay, I might check that out. So what lesson has your work life taught you?
To be really resilient and to just keep at it. Don't give up.
That's right. Do you have any favorite stories from your work life?
Yes, when I was filming Frame Switch, they put makeup on me for the shoot. And when I was leaving, I walked past a mirror and I did not recognize myself.
Wow. So tell me about how you got into your work.
When I was about 8 years old, I realized that a person could be an actor and started wanting to be one. I didn't really get a chance to do anything until college, and then I started to audition for student shows and community theater, and then I made some connections that helped me get professional work.
Do you like your job?
I love it.
Do you plan on retiring? If so, how do you feel about it?
I plan on acting as long as I am capable of doing so.
So, what did you think you were going to be when you grew up?
When I was very little, I wanted to be a teacher because I thought the only things you could be were teachers or doctors. And then once I realized you could be an actor, I wanted to be one ever since.
Ever since. All right, so you were born with a special condition. Can you tell us about it?
Yes, I was born with spina bifida. That is a condition in which the spine doesn't form fully while the baby is developing. So I was born with an opening in my back, and it can also affect how your legs and feet work.
Okay. So were you ever bullied because of it?
Yes, I was.
Do you think it has held you back in your career?
So yes, it has, but the thing about the acting industry is that it can be challenging for people with a lot of diverse issues and a lot of different looks and body types. So I don't think the issues I've had have been just because I'm disabled, but it can be hard for anyone who doesn't fit a certain type.
All right, how have you learned to overcome this challenge?
Basically, I work hard to advocate for other actors with disabilities and to keep trying and to be visible and to make sure that people understand that we're here and we're talented and capable and we want to work too.
Okay. So what advice do you have for someone who wants to become an actor with or without a disability?
Watch as much as you can. Watch plays, watch movies, read about theater and acting and life in that business. Get out and do it. Join community theater or school productions if you can, if you don't have access to those. Really anybody who has a smartphone can record themselves doing something. Just get out there and do it.
So is there anything else were you like to share with us?
Just that I'm very happy to be here today and that I'm amazed at all the great work you're doing with podcasting.
Okay, thank you for your time, Terri Hudson.
Thank you.
Hello, welcome to the podcast. My name is Nadia Anderson. What's your name?
My name is Melissa Humphrey.
What do you do for a living?
I work as a pastry chef at a marshmallow shop in Chicago.
Why did you choose to make marshmallows?
I wasn't planning on taking the job. A friend of mine asked if I could help them out in their shop, and I ended up working for them full time.
Okay, what is your favorite dessert?
My favorite dessert would probably be tiramisu. Do you know what that is?
No.
So it's an Italian dessert, and it's layers of cookies that have been soaked in coffee, layered with a mousse that's made out of mascarpone, which is it's kind of like Italy's version of cream cheese.
Did you always want to be a pastry chef?
I started cooking with my mom and my grandmother when I was about 4. So I think it was something that I was always good at and loved to do. And if you can find a job where you make money and you're also doing something that you love, why wouldn't you do that job?
What is the hardest part about your job?
I would say the hardest part of my job would be time management. So making sure that I get everything done in the amount of time that I am in the kitchen.
Who did you work with at XO Marshmallow?
I actually work by myself. I am the only chef in the kitchen. The other people that are there in the shop are 2 girls named Kat and Lindsay, and they are the owners of XO Marshmallow.
That sounds sad.
It's actually not sad because you don't get distracted and you can work at your own pace, and you have to be very responsible because if something doesn't get done, it's all on you. You can't blame somebody else for your work not being finished.
Thank you.
Thank you. It was very nice to meet you.
Hi, Miss Humphrey. My name is Charmiane.
Hi, Charmiane.
Where did you start your baking and cooking?
I started cooking at home when I was like 4 or 5, but my first job in a real kitchen, I was 14 years old, and I was actually a dishwasher. I didn't even start working in the kitchen until I was 17.
What is your favorite dish to eat?
So besides tiramisu, I really like Mexican food. So tacos especially. Tacos are probably one of my favorite things to eat.
Oh, what type of food do you make?
So at the marshmallow shop, obviously I make marshmallows. We also make things called whoopie pies, which are basically little sandwiches that have cake on 2 sides, and then we put marshmallow in the middle.
How many people visit your cafe daily?
We have anywhere between 20 and 50 people who come in every day. The cafe is very small. It only seats about 9 people, so we're very busy all day long.
Do you like your job?
I love my job.
Thank you.
Thank you, Charmiane.
My name is Genaro Jackson. Do you have any favorite stories from work that you would like to share?
One of my favorite stories from work, well, it's a lot of stories. Anytime little kids come into the shop, like 5-year-olds, 6-year-olds, seeing them get so excited about marshmallows. The shop is very colorful, lots of pinks and yellows, very bright colors. And we like to call it a marshmallow wonderland.
What is the best thing about cooking every day?
The best thing about cooking every day is that it's something that I really love to do, and it makes me happy when I can make really good food and share it with other people.
What can you tell me about being safe in the kitchen at home or at work?
One of the most important things about kitchen safety is cleanliness. So if you're cooking at home, you always want to make sure that you wash your hands with soap and water before you start cooking in case you have any kind of dirt or germs on your hands.
How could someone become a chef?
There are a lot of ways. I started cooking before I went to school, but they actually have schools called culinary schools where you can go and learn how to use a knife, how to use an oven, different recipes. But then a lot of people also just learn by practicing and getting a job and working really, really hard.
Is there anything else you would like to share with us?
Well, I'm definitely going to share some marshmallows that I brought with you guys, but I would just like to say thank you very much for having me. It was a pleasure to meet all of you guys, and I can't wait to hear how it all turns out.
Thank you for having us here too.
My name is Beatrice Mims. Welcome to the podcast.
My name is Rico, Michael Jackson tribute artist.
What do you do for a living?
This is what I do for a living. I'm an entertainer. I run a business as a Michael Jackson impersonator, but I also I started a business called Gold Coast Entertainment where we book entertainment for events, DJs, disc jockeys, anything that has to do with entertainment. So I took the whole Michael Jackson thing and kind of turned into a whole business. So this is mainly what I do for a living. I run my business.
How do you feel about dancing?
I think dancing is it's a lot of fun. A lot of times you can take, dancing is emotion, and you get a lot of spiritual and amazing movement out of dancing and performing, so it gives you energy.
What is it like to perform?
What is it like to perform? Over the years, I've been performing for over 30 years, so performing it's almost like a dream come true because you're living in a world it's like acting, because you're acting as someone else. And so when you're performing, you kind of like, you're zoned out. You're in a totally different world. So when you perform, you just lose yourself in the music, and it's a lot of fun. Every show I do is different. Every experience is different. So, it's a lot of fun.
What lesson has your work life taught you?
The lessons that life has taught me to love what you do and always pay attention to other people's opinions and listen and pay attention and, just love life. Don't let anything stop you from moving forward. Just continue on.
How do you get so good at impersonating?
Just years of practice, years of experience, and watching other performers, watching other entertainers, and looking at entertainment from an audience perspective too. Because sometimes I wanna see what other people do, and so if I see something that I like, I'll throw that in my show. And if I see something that, make people smile or make them laugh, I'll do that. If I have to jump on top of a car or top of a garage, I got to do what I have to do just to entertain. And, so, that's what I do just to become good at what I do.
Who do you grow up with?
My parents, my mom and dad, they watched me and groomed me and made sure I, got through school and made sure I didn't smoke and drink and do all the bad things, and they just made me a better person.
What were your parents?
You say, what were my parents? What did they do? My dad did, he was a policeman, and my mom worked for the city of Chicago doing some administrative work. They're not with us anymore, but, they guide us, me and my sisters and brothers, in the right direction, I think.
What is your best memory of childhood?
Oh boy. Well, I grew up in Michigan. So in Michigan, we used to live on a farm. So best memories was just having fun on a farm, picking apples and running around, just enjoying being a kid and just enjoying life and, going horseback riding, playing with the animals and all that kind of stuff. So, I can always remember that. We actually just went back over the weekend and took my kids horseback riding, and so we had a good time.
What is your favorite song by Michael Jackson to perform?
I think Thriller, because Thriller, when I do Thriller, I put a mask on and I get to chase people and I get to scare people, and it's always a lot of fun to just be Thriller, because, when I'm Michael Jackson, I'm already playing a character, but when I do Thriller, it's like a character inside of a character. So now I put this mask on, and then I'm a totally different person, even outside of the Michael Jackson thing. So I think Thriller is probably my favorite song.
How do you learn how to sing so well?
Just practice, a lot of practice. I mean, you know, when I'm in the shower, when I'm walking the street, when I'm in my car, I'm like, another day is gone when I had you to myself. I didn't want you around. Those pretty faces, you know, just the whole thing, you know, just getting to the whole Michael Jackson thing. And, you know, you have to build that character. When you doing a character like this, you have to, you know, try to be the best you can be.
Is there anything else you want to share with us?
I mean, mainly, like I said, I've been performing for over 30 years, and I truly enjoy doing what I do. Every year we try to celebrate, you know, Michael Jackson's birthday, which is coming up on August 29th. This August 29th, he would have been 59, so I'll be doing a whole lot of different events around the city, and mainly it's just continue to keep doing what you do. Everybody who's listening out there, just continue to focus and continue to move forward and continue to just stay positive and do what you do.
Where can we find out more about you?
You can either go to my website, which is www.ricomichaeljackson.com. That's www.ricomichaeljackson.com. Or you can Google Rico as Michael Jackson or Rico Michael Jackson. You'll find me.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you for listening to Power Your Story.
Today's show produced by
Damon Banks,
Alfred Appleberry,
Nadia Anderson,
Charmiane,
Genaro Jetson,
Beatrice Mims.
With production support from After School Matter and Created Imposter Studios.
You can subscribe to our show on Apple Podcasts, Google Play Music, or Stitcher Radio.
Check us out on the web
at poweryourstorypodcast.com.
And on Facebook and Instagram.
If you love our show, ladies and gentlemen, please share it with a friend.
Thanks again for listening. Deuces.